Hey guys, welcome to All Time Gaming. I'm Chris.
I'm Jamie.
And Jonesy's not here.
He's not. Where's he gone?
Well, last I heard, he met up with Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo?
And he's just become his personal feet washer.
Well, I can see why he needs one of those. He's a hairy guy.
Anyway, we recently came up with a list of 6 games where your character was secretly the bad guy.
But as many of you guys pointed out, evil is subjective. Joe from The Last of Us can be considered either a hero or a villain depending on who's playing, and boy did you let us know that.
Boy oh boy! So with that in mind, let's flip the argument around.
Reverse it.
So can bad guys be justified in their actions? So here's 6 games where the villain might actually have a point and your hero is just a douchebag. And by the way, yes, there will be spoilers, so don't bitch and moan.
The life of a Call of Duty antagonist is not an easy one. Usually twisted by some nationalistic fervor or irrational hatred of all things Star-Spangled, people like Makarov or Shepard are out-and-out bastards who will willingly sacrifice everyone in their misguided attacks on the world. All except Raul Melendez.
Raul.
Remember, Chris, that's not Melendez, that's Raul Melendez. Ibiza, Antonio Banderas, a boost. In boots. Now, we accept this may be a hard sell, a drug dealer who hijacks America's army of drones in order to attack civilians. It's not usually a sympathetic character.
No. It'll be a hard sell, this one.
Let me try and persuade you.
Okay.
Firstly, Melendez grew up in Nicaragua, which is also fun to say in an accent, where he witnessed the brutality of the US-backed Somoza government. From there, his sister was horribly burned after the American owner torched their warehouse for the insurance money. Then Melendez's father was killed by a CIA hit squad for his involvement in the drug trade. All of this hatred for the US bubbled into an open opposition in Afghanistan and Angola, prompting the CIA to attack his compound.
Hot damn.
During the attack, loose cannon Frank Woods accidentally killed Melendez's sister, Josefina, ultimately freeing Melendez of all restraint and allowing him to turn his hatred into a burning campaign of revenge.
I mean, that's fair, but also, how do you accidentally kill someone's sister?
It doesn't matter. The Americans did it, so we can just gloss over it. Melendez's group, Cordis DA, therefore wants to destroy the economic slavery that produces people like Melendez, and apparently so do a lot of people around the world.
Yeah, lots of people hating on the States.
I once accidentally clicked on an Arabic hashtag as it was trending. Lots of interesting things to say about the US government.
Yes, interesting.
But at least, whatever way the election goes, we are in line for a far more stable, reliable president.
Yes, it's not about personalities, it's about stability.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, Jamie, if Black Ops 2 taught us anything, it's that people are willing to do practically whatever they need to do for their family. Which is exactly why the actions of Letho of Gullet, I guess, Gullet, that dude from that place, from The Witcher 2, and it's perhaps justified, maybe slightly. So for those who don't know, Letho is a former Witcher from the Viper School who begins killing the crowned heads of the Northern Kingdoms for some unknown reason. And Geralt, a grey-haired penis on legs,
He does love the ladies.
He does love the ladies. I mean, that's quite an image, a grey-haired penis.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make that in Photoshop and put it on screen right now.
So yes, a grey-haired penis on legs is inadvertently framed for one of the killings, kicking off a quest to clear his name and bring the culprit to justice. Video games. So fast forward several hours of weaving plot and Geralt finally tracks down Letho to, these names, Lochmuin.
I'd say that's more or less right.
Anyway, once there, he asks him the $64 million question, why the fuck are you killing people, dude? Well, turns out Letho was hired by the Emperor of Nilfgaard, Emhyr var Emrys, to destabilize the Northern Kingdoms in preparation for an invasion. In return, Letho and fellow witches would be embraced by Nilfgaard, and a new Witcher school would be founded to re-establish the dying Witcher order. In many ways, it's easy to understand Letho's motives.
I think it's just Letho's motives.
That sounds so fucking weird.
His name is Letho.
Yeah, but it's Letho's.
But if your name was Jono, I'd say Jono's motives.
Jono's.
No, just Jono's.
All right, fine. In many ways, it's easy to understand Letho's... I can't fucking do it. In many ways, it's easy to understand Letho's motives. That still sounds wrong, but I'm going to carry on.
You got it. You smashed it.
Witches are wrenched from their families and trained from a very early age for one job only. Fellow witches are their only family, and every year their numbers are dwindling. Shunned and scorned by those in the north, it's not hard to see Letho's hatred and embrace the offer from Emhyr. framing Geralt was a mere accident, and not every Witcher has the opportunity to fuck a succession of sorcerers. So all Letho was trying to do was ensure that his family had a future. That sounds pretty stand-up to me.
Yeah, sure. Like, from a family perspective.
What if someone's going around killing YouTube gamers?
I 100% see where Letho's coming from now. Now, Chris, family is one of many reasons for extreme acts, but what about money, power, revenge?
Sex?
All of them are excellent reasons to take up arms and perform questionable acts. However, occasionally, duty also plays a part, or the cool of it. Get it?
Are we talking about a Call of Duty game?
No, we're talking about John Conrad, the colonel of the 33rd US Infantry Battalion in Spec Ops The Line.
Man, that game was so good.
So in Spec Ops The Line, a sandstorm practically destroys Dubai, leaving thousands of civilians stranded. Despite being ordered to abandon Dubai, Conrad goes to the rescue. Exactly. He blows the trumpet and off he goes. Now, when your character Walker arrives on the scene, it appears as if Conrad has established a military dictatorship with hangings and other examples of capital punishment used to maintain order. That's not good. So it's up to Walker to bring him down. Only, that's not entirely the truth.
Oh.
There's more going on here.
Scratch under the surface and you might find another coat of paint.
Scratch and sniff, and you'll find that bumholes smell bad most of the time. Throughout the game, Walker is manipulated by the CIA to kill off everyone in Dubai in order to avoid a war in the region. The 33rd are attempting to prevent more deaths, especially a drawn-out, painful death caused by dehydration and hunger. Through controlling resources, it appears as if the 33rd are trying to help, not harm. I mean, yes, they use harsh methods, but it's for the greater good, right? As Walker descends further into madness, losing his team and killing more and more of the 33rd, he finally uncovers the truth from Conrad, or at least Conrad's corpse. The 33rd, under the colonel, had attempted an evacuation of civilians 2 weeks earlier, which had resulted in disaster. Conrad killed himself out of guilt, Chris, because he couldn't be the hero he wanted to be, and neither could Walker. And it was his selfish desire for a villain to justify his deluded heroism that turned Conrad into the antagonist we saw.
Interesting, a little bit twisty-turny.
Fuck, that's some Shyamalan shit.
Mind blown. From what we see of him at the beginning of Saints Row 4, Cyrus Temple is a dickhead, a douchebag, an arsehole.
A numbnuts.
Threatening to destroy Washington, D.C. because of his failed military career and wanting to start over. It's clear that Temple has gone batshit insane and can't really be justified.
Sure.
Yeah, right? Except in Saints Row 3, his ultimate goal is pretty damn noble.
Oh shit, Chris, I did not see that coming.
No? On a list about why villains might be heroes?
I didn't see it coming.
Well, let me educate you further, okay? Think about this. Yes, the Saints were attempting to gain control of Steelport to avenge Johnny Gat and take out Kilbane. But, and this is vital, you're still a street gang who regularly causes mayhem, death, and destruction everywhere you fucking go.
It's true.
So, anyone who decides to do half the shit you get up to is probably not going to be seen as the good guy, right? That's fair to say.
Yes.
Well, Stag is there to sort it out. Not just you, of course. No. Kilbane's gang are there too, and they're gonna get it in the neck. Because Stag, short for Special Tactical Anti-Gang Unit.
Sounds like something we could use in real life.
Hell yeah. Well, they're responsible for neutralizing any and all gang crime. That includes you. I mean, that's an admirable goal, right? I mean, you can't just have a bunch of luchadors firing a barrage of RPGs at a bridge full of civilians. You can't let that happen.
It's a big no-no.
No. If you at home watching this were considering doing this, we would strongly recommend against doing that. By all means, luchador it up, but just leave it at that. So, while it's part of the gameplay to oppose Stag at every single opportunity, I can fully see why they do what they do. I can sympathize with Cyrus Temple in his zealous devotion to duty and clean up the streets.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Like McGruff, the crime dog. Rough.
What is harder to justify, however, is his methods. The military occupation of Steelport in particular is a hard pill to swallow. But then again, we're not here to completely agree with the villains on this list. We're just here to, at the very least, kind of understand their goals.
We're going to psychology the shit out of these guys. We're going to get them on the couch and see where they were heading.
Yeah, and it does seem that the ultimate goal of Stag is to protect the people of the city, even going so far as attempting to contain the undead threat posed on Arapis Island. A threat, let's remember, that you yourself caused. You're the douchebag. You, the player. I'm willing to cut them a little bit of slack, but what do you guys think? Are Stag justified in their assault on the gangs and the senses? Let us know in the comments down below.
Very clever. Okay, Chris, now it's time to delve into some classic Kojima weirdness.
I mean, what's a list without some classic Kojima weirdness?
We're good for some Kojima like once in every 2 or 3 lists. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty features everyone's least favourite snake, Raiden, as he attempts to prevent the Sons of Liberty from capturing the Big Shell, a decontamination facility off Manhattan, and the Arsenal Gear, a great big nuclear monstrosity. Wouldn't be a Metal Gear game without one.
No.
The leader of the Sons of Liberty is Solidus Snake, former president of the United States and current bastard. Or is he?
Or is he?
Well, yes, he is. I'm pretty sure the kidnapping and murder would factor against him in a court of law, but let's examine his motives.
A little bit unorthodox for this list, but yes, let's go through it, shall we?
Sure. In the final confrontation with Raiden on top of Federal Hall, Solidus reveals the reason behind all the threats of using Arsenal Gear and casual murder. He wanted to expose a shadowy and sinister force known as the Patriots and eliminate them, freeing humanity from their malevolent influence. By giving Dead Cell the full use of Arsenal Gear, he was hoping to draw the 12 members of the Patriots into the light and destroy them. Now that sounds like pretty solid reasoning to me.
I can get behind that.
In effect, the Sons of Liberty were living up to their namesakes by doing what they must to demolish the dictatorship that they saw America had become.
Heavy stuff.
It's political. Okay, again, the methods are slightly extreme, and his personal motivation of leaving a legacy is not the selflessness that you'd expect from a hero, but in cementing his legacy, he was breaking the Patriots' desire to censor information and prevent the passing on of people's culture to their children. That kind of selective cultural oppression is a pretty shitty thing to do, and Solidus was trying to break that. Good intentions, fucking ridiculous methods.
Jamie, rounding off this list is a villain that many people, including ourselves, found more compelling and likable than the actual protagonist of the game.
Oh yeah.
Haytham Kenway from Assassin's Creed 3 is a Templar Grand Master, one of the main antagonists in the game and the father of Grumpy Boots, Connor.
That's the reason Haytham's so cool.
He's cool because he's not Connor. So how can we include a Templar on this list of sympathetic villains? Well, it was this game and the later Rogue installment that first planted the notion that maybe, just maybe, the assassins weren't the paragons of virtue that they first appeared or claimed to be.
Plot twist. Suck that out, I hear.
In Rogue, the assassins seem willing to potentially kill thousands in pursuit of the pieces of Eden, while the Templars simply want to unite the people and usher a period of peace. Haytham in particular embodies this principle. He declares that he does not support the British Crown in her actions and wishes to bring in equality under Templar guidance.
Reasonable.
Revolutionary, some might say. So while Connor is primarily motivated by revenge, Haytham takes a more measured and considered approach. He even appears to be honorable in circumstances.
What a fella. What a guy.
Yeah, what a guy. Yeah. While the assassins believe that everything is permitted, Haytham spares opponents and displays a certain fondness and pride in his son, which hardly denotes a complete monster in my books. I mean, Haytham even tries hard to bring Connor to his way of thinking, both of them seemingly working towards a common goal. Ultimately, he tried to find a way to calm the conflict between the two factions, which in itself is a truly noble aim.
I think he's probably the most noble person on this list. It's a shame that he's got such a bad rep.
Well, that's because he's in the worst Assassin's Creed game, so...
Yes, I suppose so. So that was our list of 6 villains who are pretty justified in their actions when you think about it. But what do you think, though? Did we miss someone off the list? Let us know in the comments below.
While you're down there leaving comments, leave that sweet like and subscribe. It seriously helps us out.
And if you can't get enough villainy, check out our list of some of the greatest boss battles we've experienced, and we'll see you next time.